Hello, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I hope to make for you the last video on manifestation you will ever have to watch. Okay? In this video, I'm going to explain to you how manifestation works. Alright? I'm going to explain to you how the two schools of thought on manifestation are actually both correct. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what to do to start to manifest what you want in your life. And I'm going to explain to you the component of free will that plays into manifestation that you need to know of. Okay? So, first things first, how does manifestation work? Okay, so again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. You're manifesting all the time. Every single thing that's on the earth plane is a manifestation. Okay? All of this, everything you see, your TV, your body, your food, the bed in your room, like everything that is in your life is a manifestation. Okay? So this is the 3D reality. This is the 3D construct of all the other stuff that took place before that happened. Alright? So you are manifesting all the time, every day, every minute of every single day. Everything that comes into your life is a manifestation of yours, or is a co-creation of the people you are around. Alright? So you are already manifesting. It's not something you need to learn how to do, right? It's something that you need to learn how it works so that you can redirect it as you see fit, if that makes sense, okay? So this video is, so if you are already living your life and you are enjoying your life and everything's great and you're getting what you want and things are going in the direction that you want to be headed, you don't need to watch this video. Essentially, you already know. You're going to notice that all the things that I'm about to tell you are how to manifest what you want. You're already doing these things, okay? If you are living a life where you feel like you're not getting what you want and you don't have the things that you like and you're not feeling how you want to feel, then this video is for you. Alright, so how manifestation works. It is a conglomeration of basically thoughts, feelings, actions, and free will. Alright, so essentially, the first thing to understand, to make this super clear, is that your brain and your perception is set up in a way that you only perceive, you only take in the information in your reality that is relevant to you, that is relevant to who you are, that is relevant to who you can be, that is relevant to your highest self, that is relevant to what you want, or that is relevant to what you are afraid of. Okay? So there are a whole bunch of things that go on around you on a daily basis, like other people's actions, other people's energies, other people's thoughts and feelings and emotions and blah, 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 that you don't even notice, right? Because they have nothing to do with you. And that's the first thing to understand, okay? So that everything that you're perceiving, your perception machine is finely tuned to exactly what is relevant to you, all right? So when we have a belief about the world, or we have a belief about ourselves, which we all do, okay? This is what informs our perceptions. This is why none of us are this is essentially like the kind of the state that a monk is working towards, is to have a clear lens, to not be perceiving through the lens of your own story and your own beliefs, right? But most of us aren't doing that kind of work. So we are perceiving the world through the lens of our own beliefs, our own experiences, and our own emotional states. Alright, so because we have that lens, because we have this belief system about the world and about ourselves based on our experiences and the things that we've gone through and all that stuff, that informs how we feel about life. Alright, and that informs how we feel about the world. And those feelings inform how you think about yourself and about the world. And that thinking informs your perception machine. You see? So what you think about the world and what you think about yourself based on the beliefs and the feelings that you have about yourself, tunes your perception so that everything that you see in the world lines up with those thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Okay? So for instance, if you believe in poverty, if you truly have this belief that there is not enough for you, there is not enough for the world, you have this inner belief that there is not enough for all of us, and therefore, if someone else has something, you get less, or if you get some, you're taking from someone else, right? You are going to notice that this informs how you feel about money and about stuff. It probably doesn't feel very good, right? You probably feel helpless around money, you feel desperate, you feel insecure, you feel scared, you feel clingy, you feel upset, right? And then, so that those feelings inform your thoughts and therefore your perceptions of money. So when you see someone who has a lot of money, you might have a whole bunch of negative thoughts about that person. You might think, well, they probably screwed a whole bunch of people over to get it, or they're an asshole, or you think like they are someone so different from me that has nothing to do with me. And this, so the fifth step here, informs your actions, right? So when you've got a deep-seated belief that there is not enough for you, that you are in lack and that you're never going to have enough, that's going to inform your feelings, you're not going to feel very good, that's going to inform your thoughts and your perception machine, and that's going to inform how you behave, right? So a bunch of people, most people who have like a poverty mentality, you'll look at them and you'll probably notice they're not very responsible with their money, or they are, they tend to spend their money on things they don't need, or they waste their money on a whole bunch of stuff, or they even like sabotage themselves with money over and over and over again, okay? And this is not to say that like every person who is struggling financially, like in places, especially places in the third world or whatever, that's all their fault and it's because they have a poverty mentality, okay? This is the thing about free will and other people that I will explain in the end, but this is to say, just generally speaking, people who are like in a place where they could easily be in abundance, and they're not. You see what I'm saying? They generally have this kind of, like I say, core belief in not enough, which informs your feelings, which informs your thoughts, which informs your perception, and therefore informs your actions. And you are going to lead a life where you continually don't have enough money, and you continually produce situations in your life, or encounter situations in your life that seem to reinforce this belief, because that's your perception and those are your actions. You see? So same thing with someone who truly believes that their body is gross and that they're fat and that they're ugly and they don't like themselves. That's their core foundational belief, and they probably have a foundational belief under that about their self-esteem and their self-worth. But just say, like, just for the sake of this video, you are focusing on how much you don't like your body and how terrible it is. Then this is your belief that your body is gross and ugly and you don't like it. That's going to inform how you feel about it. It's going to inform how you think about it, which is going to inform how you treat it, right? So you're going to be constantly on a diet. So, okay, let me give you an example from my own life. So for years and years and years and years after my eating disorder, and even during my eating disorder, or before my eating disorder, I truly believed that my body was gross and ugly and I hated it, right? It was the worst body. Like, I wasn't thin like my friends, and I couldn't be pretty, and I couldn't blah, 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 right? And so this was my core foundational belief about myself. I have an ugly body and I don't like it, which informed my feelings. I feel like crap inside my body all the time. Every time I put on clothes, blah, 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 I don't feel good about myself. This informs my thoughts. So I think all these terrible thoughts about my body. I'm constantly trying this diet and that exercise and to try and fix my body, right? Constantly coming from this place of not having what I want. And all of the actions that I took from that place continued to reinforce that body, right? So when I finally stopped doing that, and I started to I started first to visualize what it would be like to have my ideal body and how that would feel, right? And I started to put myself in that feeling place and then take action from that feeling place. I started to do completely different actions towards my body, and over a period of time, my body actually changed into this body that I have now that I would say is my ideal body, okay? But so this is phase 3 of what I want to tell you. So if you want to change your reality, if you want to change what you are manifesting in your life, first and foremost, understand you must have a clear vision of what you want, okay? So you cannot move from the state of not having what you want, because the longer you move from that place and that feeling place, the more you just continue to create things and situations where you don't have what you want, okay? Because that's all that's available there, if that makes sense to you, right? If you're trying to get your ideal body, right? You're moving from a place of I don't have it and I'm trying to get it, you'll be constantly choosing actions that lead you to be trying to get it, okay? You're never going to actually get it. You have to move from the place of already having it. So you first have to have an idea of what you want, a clear picture of what you want. Second thing, visualize having what you want. Okay, so this is where the thoughts come in. So essentially what I'm saying here is there are kind of two camps in the manifestation. There are some people say like all you have to do is think about it. Just think about it and 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 it will come to you. Okay? And there's other people it's like it doesn't matter what you think, you have to take action in order to get what you want. And I'm saying yes, both. Okay? So the real answer to how to manifest what you want into your life is you need to think about it and you need to take action, but you've got to take inspired action from the feeling place of already having what you want. Okay? So just thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it and not changing anything that you do doesn't work. But just taking action from this feeling place of not having what you want is only going to create you not having what you want over and over and over again. Okay? So first, you have that clear picture of what you want. You visualize it. You practice visualizing having that thing that you want. And you start to focus on how that feels. Okay? Because the real big secret behind manifestation is that it's not actually the thing that you want. It's the feeling that thing is going to give you that you want. And most of us only give ourselves permission to feel how we want to feel after we've got the thing that we want. Okay? So for instance, as I was understanding that, or as I was trying to manifest my ideal body, and I was starting to visualize having my ideal body every single day, putting myself in the feeling state of having my ideal body, I realized that I felt confident, and I felt lovable, and I felt important, and I felt assured of myself, and I felt capable of stepping out into the world and like spreading my message. Okay? And so I started to realize, oh, okay, this is what I actually want to feel. It's not actually so much about having the body that is really what I want. It's really about wanting to feel important and powerful and capable. That I've only given myself permission to feel if I have my ideal body, and I withhold being able to feel like that from myself when I don't have my ideal body. So as I started to practice feeling like I had my ideal body, I realized what I really wanted to feel was all these other feelings. And then so as I started to practice those feelings, right? Really practice feeling like that. How does it feel to feel confident? How does it feel to feel loved? How does it feel to feel this ideal version of myself? And then make actions from that place. Everything in my life changed. Okay? So taking action from the feeling place of having my ideal body. Yes, my eating habits changed. Yes, well, kind of. I just became way less crazy and way less dogmatic and way less like the rules and more just like, okay, if I already had my ideal body and I knew that it couldn't get taken away, what would I eat right now? Putting myself in that feeling state. So not in the state of like, oh God, what do I have to eat to try and get myself there? I'm already there. I'm already there. I'm feeling like I'm already there. Now what do I want to eat? Now how do I want to move? How am I going to carry myself? But also, it started to inform the actions in my life, in my career, and in my relationships, and in all this other stuff where I started to like manifest my ideal life. You see what I'm saying? Just from this feeling place of having my body, because that was the one thing that I was using as my permission slip to feel how I wanted to feel, which was having my ideal body. So as I started to, as I started to practice this, I'm visualizing having what I want. I'm feeling that feeling thing. I'm starting to take action from that feeling place. I started to realize I didn't need the ideal body to feel that stuff, right? I could feel that way anytime I wanted, and I was practicing it. But the body, imagining having the body was my anchor, right? Because, again, if I walk up to you and I'd be like, okay, just feel how you want to feel. You're probably like, I don't know how I want to feel. All I know is like how shitty I feel and how I don't want to feel like this, right? So when we have this anchor of a thing that we want, I don't care what it is, you visualize having whatever it is that sings to you. If that's an ideal body, an ideal career, an ideal relationship, an ideal car, an ideal vacation, anything that calls to you, anything that you want, fair game, okay? Visualize what that would look like. Feel how it would feel to have that thing as you visualize it. So this is where the thoughts come into play, right? You think about it, visualize it, really paint that clear picture, and then put yourself in there. How would it feel to have that? And then you start to practice that feeling state over and over and over again until you start to take action from that place. So rather than taking action from the place of I'm not good enough, I haven't achieved my goals, I'm not good enough, and I really want to feel good enough. So you practice, okay, well, what is it that's going to make me feel like I'm good enough? Visualize that. Visualize that success that you feel like you need to have before you can give yourself to feel that, right? Visualize it. Feel it. How would you feel there? And then you start to realize, okay, no, this is something I can give myself permission to feel right here, right now. And then, magically, as you start to make actions from that feeling place, all of a sudden, you actually get what you wanted. It stops being this whole big fight to try and get there, because you already feel it, and you're making actions from that feeling place, which can create more and more of that. Does that make sense? So, you're like envisioning having this body that you want, and then all of a sudden you realize, okay, I don't actually need the body to feel how I want to feel, and so you're feeling how you want to feel all the time with or without the body, and then that informs your actions, and therefore you're going to change how you eat and how you treat your body, and then all of a sudden you're going to end up with your ideal body. And you're going to feel how you want to feel, you're going to have the thing that you want to have, but you're not going to need the anchor so much. You don't need the ideal body, you don't actually need the success, you don't need this to feel how you want to feel, but that's how you're going to create it. Okay, so it's both and. And then finally, the thing you need to understand, the last thing you need to understand, is that everyone else has free will. So like for instance, when you're trying to manifest a relationship, if you need to imagine yourself having a specific person in order to feel how you want to feel in a relationship, that's fine. But what I'm going to say is, don't get super attached to visualizing a specific person or a specific thing having to happen in your life before you can feel happy, right? As in a way when you're trying to manifest stuff, okay? Because to understand that when you're idealizing having like the perfect partner and you think it's this person, like this very specific person, that's fine to help you start to feel how you want to feel and to, right, you visualize having that relationship, you visualize feeling how you want to feel, but then you've got to open yourself to the universe delivering to you whomever it is that's going to fill that role perfectly. And it might not be that exact person. You see what I'm saying? But as you start to manifest from this place of already having it, the people that are going to be drawn into your life are going to be the people that align with you feeling like that. So it might not be that specific person. It might not be that exact specific, job. It might not be that exact specific body. But that doesn't matter, because whatever's going to come into your field when you're practicing feeling how you want to feel is going to be stuff that helps you to continue to feel that way. So whoever comes into your life is going to be the person that aligns with you feeling how you want to feel in a relationship. Does that make sense? So it's not necessarily going to be that specific thing. So you use that specific thing as an anchor to help you visualize, which helps you feel, right? And then you feel that and feel that and feel that. Take action from that feeling place, and then allow whatever's going to come, because that's going to be the stuff that helps you to continue to feel how you want to feel, right? So you release attachment, right? So again, I got, like in my manifestation journey, I knew that I wanted to work online and I wanted to do all these, and I wanted to be free and I wanted to be able to travel and I wanted to be able to, spread my message and all that stuff, and I felt what that would feel like, and I had a picture in my mind. And now what I'm living is not exactly what I pictured. You see, it turned out actually kind of way better, but I had to allow the exact picture of what I wanted to kind of fade away and just continue to focus on the feeling, right? So continuing to focus on, okay, this feels closer, this feels closer, this feels closer, even though it's not exactly what I thought it would look like, it feels how I thought it would feel, and it's actually way better. Okay, so don't get super attached to the outcome, right? Allow that to be what anchors you, and then let go and let whatever's going to happen, just working from that feeling place. Okay? So it's both. It's feeling, it's thoughts, using the thoughts to generate the feeling, which then generates the action. So don't move from a place of not having it. Move from the place of feeling like you already have it. And then allow whatever's going to come, and don't get so attached to the outcome, because everyone has free will, and we can't control what anyone else does. And this is really just about you feeling how you want to feel. All right? So that's my explanation on manifestation. It's thoughts, it's actions, it's feeling, it's being attached to the outcome and then letting go of the outcome. It's all of those things, and that's why it gets confusing, because it is a paradox, but it all works together. So just practice visualizing what you want, feeling how it would feel to have that thing, and then making your choices from that feeling place, and then letting go of the results and just moving from this feels closer, this feels closer, this feels farther, not doing that, this feels closer, this feels more in alignment with how I feel in my ideal, this feels less. right? So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, find me on Facebook, Perception Trainers, find me on Instagram, Allie_Perception Trainers, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.